Hey everybody, how we doing? So weekly open. We're just going to take a look at the high time frame down, particularly on Bitcoin. There's been a move, but we don't need to, panic because look, it's not gone anywhere. Okay, it's just the start of the week. We had a decent move last week, but again, I mean, really, a really decent move? A decent move in the context of what? A context of the last few weeks where there's been nothing. So that's all that's happened. Look, we're only trading back in at resistance levels at most. So at the moment, of course, we're going to go with the flow of the market, which is up, but there's no need to panic and no need to FOMO in at a top. And we can just wait for pullbacks. At the beginning of last week, we wanted the pullback to enter. We got it. We flipped. We went in again. We closed, and probably should have just stayed in trade. But most importantly, we've not lost anything because I keep feeling like we've missed out, but we haven't. I need to keep reminding myself of the weekly and the daily. Now, let's bring in the weekly. No, let's stay on this chart for the macro. So something I wanted to discuss because um, we're going to look for positional trades or swing-based trades, which high time frame on the daily and weekly. And the last time we looked at one of those was maybe a month ago. Well, no, because it was November. Yeah, it would have been a month ago. I think we might have been in there or something. We weren't there because that would have filled it. We were. That was a bearish candle. We were in here somewhere at in the middle of December, and we wanted to buy. We wanted to buy the market, right? And our reasoning, and it will be on the website on the video if you haven't seen it, was we took out the liquidity here, took out liquidity here, broke higher, broke structure. This high created the low, break, chalk, consolidation, break higher, retrace. So we wanted, and I specifically said, if you want this positional long, you're going to enter limits there, and you're gonna you're gonna enter limits on the top with your invalidation at the bottom. And that would be the break in the structure too. So market came down, filled, bounced around in the level, moved away. Um, Now, something similar. This is a great strategy for when your account is bigger in a year or two. When your account is bigger, you can just take these trades and sit on them, right? They're lovely trades to take, and you can unhedge at daily levels and rebuy. You can, as soon as you see a candle like that, you can hedge and you can rebuy lower with very little or no leverage. Anyway, we took out the next low here. We took out another low there. Don't like these. Let me change color. So I've been sweeping all these lows consistently, and we've now started trading higher. Now on the daily, here was the high that created the low. High that created the low, and there was the low. Now, just for good practice, there was no break in structure until there, which was Saturday, right? So we have that now, and now it's about um, entering. So I'm thinking, are we going to get the pullback to there? Maybe not. Maybe not. Right. So I'm looking on was it the weekly? Yes, the weekly. So the weekly was where I wanted to take this trade, which was just a bit hard to see because it's so flat, this volume. But if you remove, I'm just going to hide these. This one. If you remove these and then go weekly. Okay, so we've got the two we wanted, which is, oh, we've got the two we wanted, which is there. So we have breakdown, break up, takes out the lows, starting to trade higher now. Because it's the weekly, okay, you don't use market structure on the previous week, you use it on the literal candle high. So it closed the week yesterday as a break in structure. So what we'll be looking for is entry on this level, which is a previous weekly high. See you later, mate. See you later, Stu. Um, so we closed here and we're now trading higher. So we've now got a weekly open to look at, which is there. We've got a previous weekly range, which is high there, low there. We have a mid-range. We have a swing high that we want to enter on because all it is the same concept. That was the candle that broke the lows, closed bullish. We now broke that structure. We want to enter on it and target there. Okay, so this is what it will look like. It will be something like that, which will be about 2 hours, but it will be a wide time frame trade if you're going to take on the weekly, but we're not. We're going to look for entry and then obviously have our invalidation at a different level. But in terms of a level to buy, I'm looking to buy the high here, not with my stop loss there. Okay, so if I remove that, change that level to pink, so it stands out nicely. There, daily. Oh, so there is that key level, which was a previous weekly high that blasted through. And then we have last week's low. Last week's high. Don't remember what that was. What was that? What was that? Why is that there? Is that just an SR? Feels like that's a bit out of place, but I'm not sure why. I'm going to remove it because I'm not sure where it came from. This is a clean chart, so let's go back to the daily. So we're looking to buy the pink. Now I'm very I'm considering and obviously the initial target is going to be there. Okay, which is that candle though there, because that would be the gap fill. I might even lift it as high as that. But let's bring in December high and low mid-range, which is there. December high, December low. So the mid-range is there. Let me just mark that out. I'm marking this chart up clean. We've got one on the left that has all the levels, but it's nice practice for you to see this at the beginning every week. So all the levels go in, and then we make our plan. All the levels go in, and then we make our plan, which at the moment, once we clean this up, there's the mid-range. There would be the target later on. We can get rid of that. There might be the initial target on a swing, so we can make that a thinner level there. Ideally, you want it to be there. So I'm going to go for the gap fill initially because we're going to look for along off the pink into there. And that was a nice level because that was where the market collapsed, traded back into it, dropped. And a whole lot of thin air up here. So I imagine if it does pull back, we'll rip straight into that level. So I'm going to keep that there as the target initially. And we're trying to buy the pink based on the weekly. Okay, now if I drop this, um, what we're going to look for is an entry using the candle that closed through the level. So this here, I might use, I mean, is it the same on the daily? Pretty much. So I'm thinking candle close strategy, which is entry. We know our entry level is there. Obviously, this could change. We might use the weekly open, depending where we close today, because then we'll have a Monday high low. Currently, I'm thinking enter on the key weekly level, which is the pink, and the candle that broke that key level, use that as your risk. So you enter, your risk is at the low, because if it breaks that, it would be a break in market structure. If we get stopped out and there's a daily candle that closes down here, that would be bearish, wouldn't it? Because it would be a break in structure. So you want to be where the market is. You want to be where the market flips. Your invalidation changes from, or sorry, your bias changes from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. So I like the idea of entering a candle close strategy. Tom Dante uses them quite often, and the way this has broken through the level, at the moment we don't have a swing where we can place our stop at the low, right? So that it currently looks like the swing trade for the week. Okay, and as I mentioned on the previous or in the charts in the channel, I did mark them out on BTC actually. Oh, sorry, an XBT, which, or are they on here? Where are they? Or is it on the index? Have I marked the index out like an idiot? Or has it just deleted them? What's going on, my furry friends? Where are they? Or have I just marked it on the Bybit like I was probably supposed to? Ooh, I had to go again. Let's try again. Yeah, so here, okay. Now I posted this chart in Discord. I used the Bybit one because of the wick is smaller, but I think it's at the same price. 17,661, which will be our target. So if we come back to the Bybit perp here, it would be, I see it's $100 different. It's just a little bit higher. But I like following BitMEX for price action. I think that's a great chart over the years. Wonderful. Now, so the target is in there, and the reason for this is because, well, a number of reasons. One, we've broken out of this range. So we're expecting continuation. We've broken out of this range. Here was the lows, here was the highs, breakout, okay? Retesting on the backside would be normal, swing into there. Now, why do we want to not be bearish, sorry, not be bullish into here? Because it's resistance, and this is a market. Markets react at resistances and supports. Of course, it may blow through, but I doubt it will do it on first attempt. Now, what will happen if we get the pullback? We look for the long into there. Now, why do I think, apart from this being obviously SFP and quite a bearish one at that, it also, here was the low that created the high, it broke the structure there. And this has just been a consolidation before maybe a lower high, right? And that could come there because because structure matters. And this move up here, consolidation, move up, is almost like the same price action on the hourly, right? Which is consolidate or move up, consolidation, move up, consolidation, move up, consolidation, move up. It's very similar, but it's on the daily. But And then what happened here was it broke all the structures. Everything got broken and then it went flat. Ultimately, though, it's bearish price action. And so when a market arrives into resistance after breaking or having an imbalance in price here, it should be assumed that it will react at the level, even if we only drop from there to there. Okay, we're going to take that short, we're going to hedge, we're going to hit altcoin shorts, and they're moving quite nicely now. We're going to look for continuation until they start showing weakness, and I think it will be around this level. Does that make sense? So that is why the charts were posted in the channel this morning. All good? So we have our plan for the week. We're long, then we hedge and we short back to the pink. But we need to get into the position long. So we have that entry, which is using the candle close, which is there for the current plan. Obviously, bearing in mind that things might change in 12 hours in the overnight session in New York. For example, am I going to set a limit order now? No, because it's Monday. I want to see how this closes, because if we SFP, break everything here, and I wake up there, I may just take the short. Okay, it might depend, because we know a high and low has 50-60% chance of forming on a Monday, Tuesday. And now if we are at the high on a Monday, well, it means down, doesn't it? And I've spoken about stairs up, elevator down possibly happening. So definitely got to be prepared for that. But if we close strong, I'm going to look for that long tomorrow. Okay, clear? And now what happens if we dip, we hit the weekly open, we don't get the fill, the market bounces, fine. We enter above the last week's high. Absolutely fine. We then have a place to place our stop, and we swing it straight into the same target. Okay? All good? Plans are clear. I don't have a plan for Ethereum because I'm going to wait and see what happens there, because that's been a bit erratic in the last few hours where it keeps sweeping the high. There's seemingly a lot of volatility at this area, and probably based on a lot of liquidations happening. You see, it keeps having these spikes, these pretty big spikes. What keeps happening is, every time one happens, everybody goes short, and bang, spikes again, and they short again, so it takes them out again. And one of them is going to result in, a quick dip when nobody's looking. So we're gonna hold back on Ethereum and stick with Bitcoin at the moment, because we have the directional bias that we need for the week. And until things change, that is the plan. All good? It's tagged that mid-range nicely, isn't it? December. Which makes me think we might get a little dip here back into a level and then bounce. We good? If so, we are going to look at altcoins in Discord. Okay. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.